Good morning. You checking a very important text message, are you there?
Well, I just got this from a friend of mine, and it's due to high usage in our local hospitals, there's a critical immediate need for O positive and O negative blood. And if you do it at Blood Assurance, they'll give you a free movie ticket.
Oh,
So
so if you're O negative or O positive, go to Blood Assurance and you get a free movie ticket.
And you can call and schedule an appointment, 756-0966. And I literally just got that.
Say that again,
756-0966. And you can schedule an appointment, give some blood, save some lives, watch a cool movie. And there you go.
Very nice. Go see Hidden Figures with your free movie ticket.
Yes, good one to go see. Or, you know what, my wife also saw La La Land.
Oh.
And I want to see it. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it. I've been to see 2 movies in the last month, which is a lot for me. I don't go to the movies very much. But I hear rave reviews about La La Land.
And I like musicals. The old MGM,
Yeah.
love them. Singing in the Rain, I will watch. If somebody were to show it right there, I would stop the show
Yeah,
and I would
and
watch
White
it. It's so
Christmas
amazing.
and
they just stopped doing those for some reason. And this, I'm told, kind of harkens back to that level of talent.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm wanting to see.
Yep, that's what I hear as well. How have you been today?
Pretty good. It's been a good day.
It has been a good day.
Gotten a lot done, ran some errands, got some stuff done. It's been a good day. You know how when you're just kind of cranking out stuff, it's been good.
I feel good that Meg was home sick. She was here at work with me for a little while yesterday morning, and then I took her home, and she slept for 2 hours on my sofa. And you remember the days when you had kids home sick, and they fall asleep, and so you just kind of hush around the house to let them rest up. So I had an accomplished nothing day, but it was nice.
Now, did she fall asleep in her room or on the couch?
On the sofa.
Right out in the middle of everything.
And we just have one TV now, because since we got broken into, we just replaced one of the TVs. So I was just stuck in the kitchen reading a book.
Isn't that horrible?
But it was a nice
thing. TV, only one TV.
I like it. I like only.
Yeah, you shouldn't have one. We have one, so I'm totally, me too. You shouldn't have one in your bedroom. You should. And if you don't have one in your bedroom and you're thinking, you know what, we've really got to get a TV in our bedroom. Don't do it.
And I don't like having one in the kitchen either. We used to have one in the kitchen, and I didn't like that either.
No, I'll tell you what we have. For the one in the living room, we and this was Denise's idea.
The minutia of our lives.
Great idea.
Sorry.
She bought a thing. It's kind of like a Lazy Susan for the TV. So if she's in there cooking,
turns it,
and it turns. You don't have to. It's an easy turn, Lazy Susan turn.
Yeah.
And then when she the living room turns it right back.
Everybody has their thing.
And why is it Susan? Why poor Susan?
A Lazy Susan?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. So yesterday on the show, we had those great kids from Central High School.
Yes.
Jared, DeAndre, Maddie, and Katie.
Wow, very good.
So I had to leave early to go home for Meg, and I got a call from Angela Kettner, who works here, and she said, Julie, there are some really cute kids who came back with a great big Kit Kat bar for you.
Are you kidding?
And a note. Those precious high school students, 3 seniors and a sophomore from Central High School, went
so impressive.
and got me a king-size Kit Kat bar. Not only that, a card. They spent their money to buy me.
That's like an expensive card.
That's like a $4 card. And wrote me a note.
What does it say?
Thanks, I could just hug you really, really hard. Consider yourself warned. And they all wrote me a little note. So Finley King, the principal over there at Central High School, is very proud of his students. And I texted him and say, yeah, you really should be. So if you want to help them with their track, they have a GoFundMe page, GoFundMe.com, and then just Central High Track. You can find it.
Yeah.
But help them with their cause.
You missed Randy Smith coming in yesterday.
I did miss Randy. How was he?
Unbelievable. I really, we worked together briefly when I first came here. And so I've just kind of gotten to know him a little bit over the years as he's come in for other things that he's doing. And just sat down and had about before and after he was on air, just had about a, 30-minute conversation with him. Fascinating guy.
He's the real deal. Proud dad.
Extremely fascinating, yeah. And the story of his uncle, and I cannot think of the name of the book. It's driving me crazy.
The book that he just wrote?
Yes.
Seasons of Change.
Seasons of Change, thank you. Phenomenal book. I've flipped through it, read a few pages. That's going to be my read. We have one to share. He wrote to David and Julie. He only had one with him, so we're sharing one.
Oh, okay. And the book signing is Thursday, 6 o'clock at Barnes & Noble. So
yeah,
you want to
go to that.
Meet Randy and shake his hand. Kind of a Channel 3 thing now, right? David Carroll writing his books and Randy now writing his books. Perhaps you and I can pen one.
We'll do a pamphlet. We'll just do a
little
pamphlet.
brochure.
Kind of like Common Sense, Thomas Paine.
So listen, on the show today, you're going to have a chance To hear from the Barn Nursery, fun plants to bring indoors, to bring some outside beauty in, enjoying your house all year. National parks, it's a good month to volunteer. You'll find out how you can do that.
Right.
Chickamauga and Chattanooga, National
Wasn't it just
Military
recently
Parks.
National Parks Day?
yes. And they were
It was
all
in the
free on
past
Martin
couple of
Luther
days.
King
Yeah.
holiday. But we're going to begin with Allan Valenzuela at Alliance Physical Therapy. For anybody out there who has trouble with your knees, perhaps you've been putting off, rightly so maybe, having knee surgery, he's got this catchy little device that could possibly really help you. 10 locations around the viewing area for Alliance Physical Therapy. There's their website and phone number, and here he is. We are still in the month of January, so we can still talk about those New Year's resolutions. And if one of yours is to feel better in 2017, we're going to help you with that this morning, talking specifically about knee pain with Allan Valenzuela of Alliance Physical Therapy. Good to have you.
Thank
Happy
you for having
New
me
Year.
again. It's always nice to be here.
Glad to have you. And this is a good topic because I have had my eyes opened, I guess in the last year or two, to the real pain, deep chronic pain that people can suffer with knee problems. This can help.
Yeah, this is actually a great device. It's a knee decompression device. Whoever created this thing, again, genius. Really frustrates me because I'd like to invent something myself someday, and make some money on it. But it takes a lot of effort to do that, I guess. But this person was really using his head. Knee devices, as a general rule, have been designed for the sports person, the kids who play soccer and football, and same thing for adults that are playing football, runner, anybody that's running. And they generally are designed to stabilize a knee. So they stabilize a knee from lateral blows, so bending laterally. But knee braces, as a general rule, don't do a very good job of preventing the translation of a knee forward or backwards.
Okay.
They just aren't
So it
really
affects one side or the other, but not
so
the whole knee.
you get this control. You can see all knee braces have a bracing on both sides here. When it's a brace like this, it actually has bracing.
Okay.
So you can see if there's a brace here, it's like having a 2x4 on that side. The knee's not going to bend because there's support.
Right.
Well, your knee moves, it extends forward and back, and it translates forward and back.
Okay.
Well, there's nothing on a brace necessarily stopping that except the Velcro part of the brace.
Okay.
And so knees can move forward and back. So knee braces don't have a really strong ability to keep from moving forward and back. The other thing that knee braces don't do really well is decompress a knee joint, because it's inside the joint that's generally the problem.
But this one you said is unique because in the past perhaps you had to deal with offsetting one side of your knee to then target the side that was in pain.
That's
this
right.
one's working both sides of that knee.
Exactly. So here's the thing. So when you have cartilage in the knee joint that's degenerated, then you end up with a situation where there's bone on bone, osteoarthritis, people with arthritis and degenerative joint disease.
Okay.
It's falling apart. So they have a lot of pain. So what somebody got creative, and they created a knee brace that creates straps so that if the lateral cartilage was damaged and you've got more bone approximation going on there, they come together and there's more pain, then you would pull the strap so the knee would bend out.
Okay.
Or you'd pull the strap so the knee would bend in if it was the medial cartilage.
Okay.
The problem with that concept is that you're putting pressure on a side that doesn't have a problem.
Okay.
To take pressure off a side that
So
does
with
have
time,
problem.
do you now transfer the
Right.
problem to the other side?
Have you ever used crutches before?
No, but I can tell you my older daughter had surgery on her left leg and hip, and then within time, the right side had to be done because it had borne the
She
brunt.
had moved, that's right.
Right.
And so same thing with people who use crutches. If you're using your good leg, using your
Right.
arms, so start having arm problems, you start having problems with your good leg.
Okay,
So same principle.
we're going to talk over each other a little bit perhaps,
Okay.
but this is ideal. You mentioned osteoarthritis. This is designed really for somebody who has arthritic degenerative problems, not sports-related injury.
Right, and now it can help a sports-related injury. It's just the principle's a little bit different. Your Bledsoe braces, the braces that are designed for athletes, again, are designed to protect and stabilize the knee. This thing, when you put it on bent like this, so the
Okay.
knee is in a bent position.
Yeah.
And the reason is because it's on a hinge that separates your lower leg from your upper leg.
And you can see how
tip.
cushioned it is.
Yeah, so what happens is when you straighten your knee out in this device, the device
Moves
separates
with you.
from itself. The whole device separates.
Okay.
So once it's onto your knee and I extend my knee, it's pushing my tibia away from my femur.
Okay.
So the bones separate, but it
And
doesn't
that
do just one
offsets that
side.
pain.
It takes both sides off, so you get a separation in the joint, okay? And so there's less pressure
That's
in
the
that
relief.
joint.
Okay, let's talk a few things. One, anybody who has dealt with chronic pain, and if you've experienced this bone on bone like you're talking about, it'll make you stop living.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's incredibly painful. So this is really for people you would suggest who maybe are thinking about surgery, but they're not quite there yet, want to see if they can
Exactly.
offset it.
That's right.
If you're having problems and you're going to the mall, put this on.
Walmart.
Long distance walking,
Get out. This
put
gives
this
your
on.
life back. This is a nice little lifesaver.
Okay.
Get you back out in the public.
Some insurance companies will cover it. They don't all, but even if they don't, the cost is not prohibitive, Alan.
Yeah, out of pocket, this is about $299.
Okay.
That sounds better than $300.
It does. Every dollar counts,
yeah.
right?
So
But then you can write it off as a medical expense
I
on
don't
your
know
taxes.
how all that works, but you'd have to talk with your tax
I think you
accountant
can.
about it.
I mean,
So,
yeah, do
it's a
talk to your tax
possibility.
man, but I think you can. If your insurance doesn't cover it,
Yeah.
you've still spent the
There
medical
are
money.
cases where the insurance will cover it, and that's always great. Here's the thing: you don't want anybody to get upset. You know, the bottom line is you have to, if you want something like this, you have to personally bear responsibility for the cost of it. So we will do all the legwork as finding out whether your insurance
Right.
wants it. But if you want to take one of those home, then you have to agree that if your insurance doesn't cover it, you're going to pay for it.
Okay.
And that's where your problem does come in with people that, well, my insurance should have paid for it. Well,
Right.
they didn't, though.
Right. Okay, let's talk about Alliance Physical Therapy. You've got
Okay.
10 locations around the area. To come to one of your therapists, Alan, do you have to have a doctor's referral?
You don't. Tennessee is a direct access state, and I hope we talk about this every time because I want people to get this. If you're in pain right now, get on the phone and call Alliance Physical Therapy because you can have a free consultation.
Okay.
I'd like to say that the call is free, but apparently you have to pay for cell phone charges and so forth. But make that call and get in right now. You may not be able to get into a clinic that's close to you. Go to one that may not be close to you. Get in, see somebody before you become addicted to pain medications and your condition becomes chronic.
And you are not going to have somebody walk in who says, hey, I saw you on 3+U. I think I want to buy this thing. You're going to talk to them first and say, well, before you give us your money, let's talk about what you're experiencing.
What's going on?
You don't want to take
and that's
advantage
why you want to sit
of
down with that
anybody.
licensed physical therapist and get that free consultation. And at that point, if your insurance is right, you may not even need a referral. If you do, we'll help you get it, but you could possibly even start therapy at that point. That might prevent you from even having to have a knee brace.
You have a variety of ways to offer the
Absolutely.
therapy. You've got the pool, the little spa area there
Absolutely.
for water therapy for people, as well as the traditional means as well.
Yeah, the therapists are manual trained. They'll put their hands on you. You'll have anodyne therapy, A-stem therapy, dry needling therapy,
Okay.
decompression, the whole thing.
Don't let your knee hurt you anymore. Alliance Physical Therapy, 10 locations around the viewing area, 877-703-0011. It's a local number. It's just an 877 to make it easier for everybody. And don't you love the website, nopainpt.com. We're back after this.
It's like under the black line. Sorry, I guess I should have said that.
She said the prompt was under the black line.
Yay, yep, that's it.
And they said go when you're ready.
All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Jacob Allison is sitting behind bars in the Hamilton County Jail with no bond. He's accused of beating a man and vandalizing his car. Now, Allison was on house arrest when court records show he allegedly beat his girlfriend's brother with a baseball bat in the parking lot of Food Lion in Lookout Valley. This all happened on Thursday. Now, records show Allison also damaged the victim's vehicle. This is the second time Allison has been arrested since being charged in the 2014 triple murder case. In March 2015, Allison was arrested in Alabama after leading authorities on a chase, almost striking an officer. Allison is the youngest suspect in the triple murder case. He was 15 at the time of the murders and has been the only suspect to make bond. The other two suspects, Derek Morse and Skylar Allen, remain behind bars waiting for their trial scheduled for May 30th. Today, a judge set Allison's trial for that same day. Allison's attorney is now working to get his client transferred to Silverdale, away from the other two suspects charged in the case. He will appear in court on these new charges on Thursday. In the studio, I'm Michelle Herron, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
So it's a dreary January day outside. How about bringing some life inside, the outdoors in? Who better to help us than Craig Walker from the Barn Nursery? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So the last time you were here, you had a table full of beautiful poinsettias and Christmas wreaths. You take down the decorations. It seems a little bit dreary. So bring the outdoors in.
Well, these are all very, very hardy, tough indoor plants, tropicals, that can provide you years of greenery inside.
So many years. Craig and I were talking about the different ones that we each have at our houses. And by the way, all of these will tolerate, certainly if you have a sunny spot, that's great, but they'll do well with a shady spot too.
Everything I've got here will tolerate quite a bit of shade, indoor plant inside. They can be put outside on a bright porch in the summer.
Okay. Peace plants, so many people have these. Mine is 19 years old at my house. I don't think I'm feeding it the right way though, because it only blooms this time of year. Every other month it seems to just be green.
That's actually pretty good.
Really?
You don't expect a whole lot of bloom out of this.
Okay.
Something like the super bloom food that has a higher phosphorus level could help it rebloom quicker.
Okay.
This plant does not need a lot of water.
It's great.
And it's very tough. It'll forgive you if you don't water it for a while, but it'll droop.
It also lets you know when it's time. That's right,
Yeah.
because it does droop. Now the one you have next to you, you have that at your house.
My wife, when I met, she had a split leaf philodendron, and for 30 years now, we've been taking this plant in and out every year. It sits in a prominent place in our bedroom right now.
So you
And
change it with the seasons.
We take it outside. Yes, we have a bright porch, but it doesn't get a whole lot of sun. A deck, and we put it out there.
Does it flower?
I've never seen it flower.
Okay.
But right now it's as big as this table.
Wow.
It's getting harder and harder to move.
So that raises a good point. How do you, because you bring these plants in and perhaps you buy a peace plant that's this size, but it is going to grow.
Right.
How often do you need to repot it?
Depending upon the plant, ours has been in the same container now for many years, but it's a 25-inch, 26-inch pot. It's a lightweight pot so that it's easier for us to get
And
in
it can
out.
be traumatic for the plant, right? So you don't want to do it too often.
Right. But out in the spring, in the fall,
Okay.
we usually cut it back some so it's not quite so big every year.
Okay, a lot of people have a philodendron. You have one at your house that you said you've roped all around
We've
your
trained it around the
deck.
walls. I love philodendron. That type will spread quite rapidly. There are philodendrons in the climatron at the St. Louis Botanical Garden, Missouri Botanical, that they have trained around that whole building, which is almost as big as it's a theater. And there are philodendron leaves on that plant
Wow.
that are 18 inches long.
So what if you don't want something to get that big? I see you brought this is a fern, I guess, right? You don't think
That's a
about
Kimberly Queen fern.
Is it going to get large?
Potentially 3-4 feet tall and wide.
Okay.
You can also cut those back. There are smaller growing ferns for inside.
Okay. And what is this pretty little dainty one
That's
here?
a maidenhair fern. That won't get very big.
Okay.
That does need some shade.
So if you have just a little tabletop or something,
That
you
would
want
do
a
very
pop
well.
of color.
Very fine.
Now, what's the hanging basket that you have on this end in front of your split
This
leaf?
is a variegated ivy, helix, Hedera helix. That will vine, can spread quite a bit. It's somewhat a hardy plant. You could theoretically plant that outside in the spring. Just be careful of how much it spreads.
Oh yeah, because ivy will get away from you
Ivy
before
can
you
get
know.
away from you, yes.
This is interesting, and the thing that you'll see as Craig talks through all these different plants is the beauty that exists in just a green
Right.
plant. The different markings on it
Right,
are
the
so pretty.
variegation, the markings, yes. This is Sansevieria, also known as snake plant, or sometimes mother-in-law's tongue. It's virtually indestructible.
Does it stay tall like this?
It can get a little taller than that, and it will spread. You'll need to put it in, a larger container every few years. Use something like the barn blend. All these things need good drainage in the pot. Get some gravel in the bottom, or packing peanuts in the bottom, and that will help it drain. Most of them prefer to be watered from the bottom, but something like this.
Okay, the last two that you brought, is this really a palm tree?
No, that's Dracaena, also known as corn plant. That can get very tall, very adaptable. Put that in your corner.
If you had a sunroom, that'd
If you
be
have
a
a
great
sunroom,
thing.
that's a great plant for the sunroom.
Okay, and then in front of it here we have?
Nephitis, also known as arrowhead plant, and that will spread, that will droop much like the philodendron, and it's another one that's pretty much indestructible.
So if you are looking to kind of multi-use these plants, maybe consider getting a pot that is very light. And do you have to, if you have a deep pot and wide to accommodate the plant as it grows, do these plants root deep, or can you fill it with something else?
Well, that's why I suggested doing the gravel or the packing peanuts. That helps it drain away.
But then it's not
yes,
so
these
heavy.
will, right. And we've got packing peanuts in the big pot that our split leaf is in.
Okay.
Because they're much lighter that way.
If you're looking to maybe do something new with an existing plant, it needs a new home, a new pot, then come and you mentioned the barn blend. Tell us why this is so great.
That's our own blend. It's peat moss and organic matter in there. The peat moss helps hold the moisture in the container. The perlite helps it drain. That's probably the best. That's the best potting soil
That's
you
as
can
good as
get.
it gets. Okay, last question before I let you go. We are having some spring-like temperatures. It's going to beckon me, I know, outdoors this weekend. But be careful. Don't start planting things, right? I mean, can you plant bulbs still?
You can still plant bulbs, and we have a few bulbs left. We'll be getting in the spring blooming bulbs very soon.
Plant perennials
Where
now?
you can plant some perennials now. We've got a few, especially things like the heuchera, coral bells, and foam flower. They can go out now. Some of the hardy ferns can go out now. I'll be planting some columbine this weekend. So yeah, just we'll steer you straight on
Let
that.
your green thumb itch this weekend, or today for that matter, and head out to the barn nursery. You know right where to find them. They are ready for you. Jim will be saying it's spring planting time before you know it.
Really soon.
You might already be. 698-2276 is the phone number, barnnursery.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're back after this. Tennessee, as you know, is the volunteer state, so time to live up to our nickname and get out there and volunteer to help some of our most special areas that need to be protected here in Tennessee and in North Georgia. So happy to welcome Will Wilson, who is the volunteer coordinator at the Chattanooga and Chickamauga National Military Parks, but I got it reversed. It's Chickamauga and Chattanooga National Military Parks. It's always a tongue twister.
It is.
Good to have
it's
you.
long. It's long, and
It
I
is
try writing
long.
it out.
Welcome to Chattanooga.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
You are new to your post, came here from Vicksburg.
Correct.
Right.
Was a park ranger at Vicksburg National Military Park, serving there as the social media coordinator and volunteer coordinator. Position became open here that applied for and was selected to, and been here since November 1st. So we're just still learning a little bit about every place.
So now you are here to talk to us on 3+U about not only the need for volunteers, but the benefit you get personally from being one.
Volunteerism is a great way for, one, to give back to your community. Two, you get to learn so much about the resource, because when we do these projects, of course, it is an outreach for us to get needed things done in regards to maintenance and such, that it's where the park necessarily cannot afford to due to budget constraints or things of that nature.
Yeah.
Volunteers come in and help us with these types of projects.
So what kinds of things, and I'm guessing that there's a wide range, that if you want to get out there and do physical labor, that's there for you, but if you're more of an organizer and an archivist, that's available too.
That is also available. There's such an array of opportunities if you're just an individual like you or I, to volunteer. Groups, Boy Scouts can do service projects, school groups. You've got corporate entities that perhaps need some service hours as well. They want to provide for their employees. Any number of those can be done here at the park.
Okay, so let's use me and my family as an example, because I think I'm like a lot of moms out there. I know it's just January, mid-January, but already I'm beginning to think about summer, what we'll do. So suppose I wanted, with my 12-year-old and me, to come and do some volunteering. If I call you or email you, would you just kind of ask me some questions about what we'd like to do? Is there an online form you fill out?
There is. We have opportunities for individuals, but also there are service days, if you will.
Okay.
Of course, we just had the Martin Luther King Day of Service on Monday. We had a great turnout for that, with some Baylor students helping us clear some trails and picking up trash at the Sherman Reservation on Missionary Ridge, and then also with that group from the Glass House Collective and the East Chattanooga Center that helped us do the same on the Pennsylvania Reservation. It was a great day. We got a lot done. Next days of service, you'll have a big one for us is the Civil War Trust Park Day, which is April 1st.
Okay.
Then you'll have National Trails Day, which will be June 3rd. And then following, ending the year is National Public Lands Day on September 30th. All these, of
Okay.
course, on a Saturday. So it's a great day. Typically we get out in the morning from about 8 to 12. We'll provide lunch, and then after you do the project, even if it's picking up trash or clearing privet, which is
Oh, that's a huge one.
that's a huge one. Then you know, so those are some of the, when we have those service projects, we want them to be certainly something that will benefit us. Then, you know, the ranger, myself, perhaps one of my colleagues, we will give an interpretive talk about why this place is significant and why it matters that this place was preserved.
So let's talk about that a minute, because you were an interpreter at Vicksburg, right? You have still that part of your role here
I do.
in Chattanooga and Chickamauga, but you are a history major. You have then an innate gift of being able to make history come to life, but even you and I were talking, with the Civil War particularly, it can be challenging because there are so many different components to it, as you say, different players who are involved. There's a lot of detail to keep in mind as you learn about it.
A lot of facets to have to kind of keep in line, but you know, fortunately, this might be the case for most historians. You know, when you have that history mind, it kind of comes easy, but the math part doesn't necessarily. But when you can put people in places together and you just string them along, and you can just follow them through the course of the war. Interestingly, for me, coming from Vicksburg, many of the same players that are at Vicksburg are here at Chattanooga in November of 1863. So it was a very easy transition to still know who is here because they were some of the same men that I studied at Vicksburg.
So have you ever had that moment when you're talking to a group of people and you watch someone's face, kind of a light bulb go off and they get it, or there's a spark that they get now of interest?
That's the moment as an interpreter that you made that connection. And that's really the joy of being an interpreter in the National Park Service, is when those individuals can make that connection to that source, that resource, and have that carry on through the rest of their life.
And to see that history is relevant always.
Always. It plays a role in every facet of our life.
Okay, so you mentioned the specific dates that we can look for upcoming. The next one now will be April 1st, but then those June dates and on. But if you want, maybe you're retired, you want to do a little bit more, are there opportunities
Absolutely.
there?
And you can go to the park's website, and that's www.nps for National Park Service .gov, short for government, /CHCH. And that's the park's website. Just scroll down, there's a whole section on volunteering that they can click, and it'll take them to those opportunities.
And also there's a phone number if you want to get in touch with him, 752-5213, his extension 139. Glad that you're calling Chattanooga home, and I hope that we all show out to support and do these volunteer efforts to keep the parks the way they deserve to be.
Thank you.
Good
Thanks
to
for
see
having me.
you. We're back after this. If you're planning to look for a job in 2017, you might be interested to know what the hot jobs and the new trends are going to be for this year. I had a chance to speak yesterday with Randstad's Human Resource Officer, Jim Link, about what the trends are going to be and how you can get the job of your dreams.
Hey, Jim, how are you this morning?
Well, I'm peachy keen now that the Falcons won.
Yeah, wasn't that something? And what a game that was, huh?
It was fantastic.
Are you a longtime Falcons fan?
Well, if you live in Atlanta, you're a diehard Falcons fan just because you need to be.
You know that's my hometown, so I'm right there with you.
Alrighty.
So talk to me a little bit about this hot jobs report And I guess you do this every year, right?
We do, Julie. Each year we go to employers, employees, and our own Randstad specialists who then compile what we're seeing in the marketplace as the hot jobs out there.
So what are you seeing this year?
Well, it's a surprising array when you think about it. Of course, STEM jobs, science, technology, engineering, and math, continue to lead the way. But we're also seeing job growth in accounting and finance, IT, even health sciences and life sciences, as well as just positions generally in working in organizations as an assistant or as someone helping others get things done.
So when you're doing these assessments and taking a look at the trends and the growth, do you also factor into it the potential earnings in each of these fields?
Well, we do publish, and as a matter of fact, next month we'll have out our most recent career salary guides. We do look at pay in each category, and you know, pay can vary a lot for the same job from one part of the country to the other. So we produce those pay rates locally, regionally, and even nationally. So that if you are great at a skill in one area and you want to move somewhere else, it would be important to know what that job paid in another part of the country, for example.
Right. You did break this down regionally, so let's talk turkey a little bit here at home.
Yeah.
How does it look here in the Southeast?
Well, you know, Georgia, Tennessee are places that are fantastic places for business people to get business done. Mm-hmm. And that will be our biggest advantage that we'll have in the future, and it allows us to compete in a more healthy way. So whenever there's strong competition and a business-friendly environment, you can expect greater job growth, lower unemployment, and more capability for individuals who are looking for a job to secure one.
It's a difficult thing for people, I'll even put me in this category, because I'm still of the generation where you take a job and you keep it for a while.
Yeah.
And the more the millennials in the workplace are sort of ever moving, it seems. So is there a challenge if you've been in your own position for several years? Do you still need to keep current, and how do you do that?
You absolutely need to keep current. And the way to do that, Julie, is to be a lifelong learner. You can get skills and capabilities and new knowledge from almost any resource now, and a lot of it's even free. Matter of fact, you can go to our randstadusa.com website and be able to see a lot of the information that we have out there for people who are considering making a career transition or moving from even one industry to a completely different industry. That information is available and out there and free to every job seeker.
The whole push with STEM, you know, here in Chattanooga, we've now begun educationally in our county school system. They've expanded it from STEM to STEAM. They've added the A in there for arts. But
Absolutely.
Is there sort of a misunderstanding that STEM only applies to technical scientific fields? Does it really extend into everything now?
You know, that's a very good point, Julie, and it absolutely does extend into so many places where in the past it just hadn't been or hadn't been considered. For example, when you think about what's coming, we know that the workers of the future who have the most agility, the most capability to transfer skills and knowledge from one position to another will be the ones that employers really, really want. And we're not even talking about jobs in the old sense that you indicate. We're talking about jobs in the future being those positions where that people really, really want to have career experiences rather than a full-time job.
Have you had a chance to see the movie Hidden Figures yet?
No, but it's on my list.
Well, we went to see it over the weekend, and I won't give it away, but one of the characters, Dorothy Vaughan, that's the very thing she did. She thought that computers were going to come in and take away her job, so what did she do? But she got computer savvy and retrained herself and took her whole team with her. So it's a matter of kind of seeing what the trends are and being able to roll with that tide, I guess.
Yes, ma'am. Great to know. It's on my list.
Yeah, go see it. You'll enjoy it. All right, Jim, thank you for the information. So again, is there a website we can check out to get this full list of the hot jobs for 2017?
Hotjobs2017.com. Go there,
Couldn't
please.
be easier. All right. Go Falcons.
And our thanks to the company you see on your screen for bringing us this segment. By the way, I want to let you know that we do still have the Chattanooga Gas Company in our station this afternoon and this morning to help people with their gas bill. If you'd like to give them a call, 266-LIVE is the phone number, 5483. They are here to take your calls and help you with your gas bill. Also take a donation if you would like to give to those who are in need. The winter weather will be coming back before you know it, and there'll be a lot of folks looking for some help for those heating bills. We're back in just a moment.
They all die.
Season 2 of The Outsiders begins tonight, actually, on WGN. Fans of the show are eager to see it come back. Should be an awesome few weeks ahead. I had a chance to speak yesterday to Ryan Hurst, also Kyle Gallner, about the fun they're having with the show. So tune in tonight. Here's that interview.
Hey, how are y'all this morning?
Good. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. So tell me about the show. What can we expect this season?
We can expect more of the same. Don't even watch. No, it's.
No, don't tell me that.
It's just a long rerun.
No, we really kick it up. You know, this second season, like straight out of the gate, it's darker, it's weirder, there's a ton more action. We get to sort of, if we grabbed you with this strange, story of these people who live on the top of this mountain, we sort of expound upon this sort of Shea Mountain mythology that we're sort of setting up for the entire series, and it's a really good follow-up to an extremely strong first season.
Well, I wanted to ask you, were you surprised at how well the first season was embraced by your fans, or did you kind of expect it going in? Did you know you were on to a good thing?
I was surprised, not like shocked, like but like surprised, just because the show is, like you said, it's weird and it's strange, and it definitely is kind of its own thing. That when we were making it, I wasn't sure who was going to respond to it and who the actual audience was going to be, and who would watch. So to have such a good response and to have such loyal and dedicated fans is really gratifying.
Yeah, I would say that.
Have you had a?
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, please.
I was just going to say that the surprising part for me was I knew that obviously when you got a bunch of hairy guys that like on motorized vehicles, you know that there's going to be a lot of guys tuning in. But I was surprised that we had such a enormous female following, which was cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
So kind of set the theme for us, because how would you classify what genre is Outsiders really considered to be in?
Musical,
do you think?
Rom-com, No. No,
you stumped me on that one.
I would
a good genre, right?
Yeah, no, I would say it's sort of a genre mashup, you know, I don't know, that's what appealed me the most, to me the most about the show, was that you really couldn't, you know, pigeonhole it, is it was, you have these sort of mythical elements of, you know, you got these, you know, three wolves, you know, wandering around giving signs to people right alongside, you know, a sheriff of a small town who has an OxyContin addiction, you know, and it's really hard to pin it down, and that's what was the most appealing to me about the show.
Is that kind of fun to have that challenge as an actor, to take on something that kind of has its own classification, I guess? You get to kind of create something, as you say, somewhat mythical.
Absolutely. I mean, that's as an actor, you love those opportunities. It's very easy to do that as an actor. A lot of the times, the hard part is when you're giving something that's very sort of trope, you know, or you know, or very specific, and you have to kind of make it new. You know, that when you're given something that's
Right.
never been done before, it's just electric. It's a lot of fun.
Now, the series premiere, the season premiere for this season 2, is it the 24th, right?
Yep.
On WGN. Can you believe that? It's already time. Well, I know your fans are excited to see what happens in this next one, and I'm sure the women are going to keep on watching no matter how hairy you all are. So
Only getting
best
hairy.
of luck in season 2. Well, thanks so much for taking time with us this morning, and good luck with this next season.
Thank you.
very much.
And our thanks to Sony Pictures Television for bringing us that interview. Again, please feel free to give us a call at 266-LIVE. We'll put you in touch with volunteers from the Chattanooga Gas Company. They are here this morning, and I think that they will be as the day continues, to help people who might need help with their gas bill. The winter season, we've had a bit of a break from it for a while, but it's going to kick back up again. And think about how difficult it would be to be someone, a family, who needs help with your gas bill and don't have the resources to pay for it. So 266-LIVE, a way that you can call and get help, or even better, donate to those who do. We're back after this.
All right, welcome back to Channel 3+U, and you were looking at the fine volunteers from Chattanooga Gas, and the reason they are here as you call 266-5483 is because with cold weather coming up, a lot of you are going to be needing to heat that home, and the gas bill, may cause a little bit of a problem for you. Chattanooga Gas can help you out. So give them a call right now. They are ready to help you. 266-5483. And they will give you more information on that. Weather-wise, we are looking at some cooler weather moving our way. You'll need a jacket even this afternoon as you're heading out and about. Temperatures still in the 40s with north winds at 8 miles per hour. I do think we'll warm up about 10, 11 degrees into the 50s before all is said and done, mid-50s, but still, you're going to need that jacket. Might be a little breezy. Clearing skies and really nice today. So it's going to be mostly sunny, dry day today, warm on Wednesday. We're going to go from the mid-50s today to the mid-60s tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we're going to have rain moving in along with a cold front, and then much cooler weather moving in toward the end of the week. I mentioned the rain. We could certainly use more. We had some good rainfall a couple of days ago. We're doing great for January. We are 1 inch above average for the month and for the year, and we're going to get even more coming our way Wednesday night into Thursday morning. About 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch, and some of that rain is going to come in a short period of time late Wednesday night, so we could get some heavy rain during that time. Let's take a look at Vipercast, and we'll show you exactly how that pans out. Clear skies today. Southerly winds to our west will move into the Tennessee Valley tomorrow. Those southerly winds are going to warm us again into the mid, even the upper 60s in some areas. Late Wednesday afternoon, we may see a couple of spotty showers here and there, but I think the best chance of significant rain is going to be late Wednesday night into the overnight hours of your Thursday morning. By the time you wake up and head out the door Thursday morning, though, I think everything is going to be gone. Cold air moves in for Thursday, Friday, some clouds but no precipitation. Saturday and Sunday, I think will be dry but cold on Saturday. Sunday, though, take a look. Low pressure to our north is going to spin in a lot of cold air, and with some moisture sliding southward also. We may start off as a rain-snow mix, but then light snow showers develop Sunday night into early Monday morning. Now, Monday morning, we're forecasting a low of about 29 degrees. So any snow, rain, mixed precipitation that falls Sunday night, we could have some freezing going on Monday morning. Now, this is still a long way off, meteorologically speaking, so I know we're going to tweak this forecast over the next few days as more model data comes in. So just stay tuned. It's just something to keep an eye on right now. Taking a look at our forecast then for today, not bad at all. Cool and cloudy start, now giving way to clearing skies and very pleasant weather, 55 degrees for the high. And then clear skies tonight, we will cool back down to 39 for the overnight low. And then on the Storm Alert 7-day forecast, take a look at how we warm up. 67 degrees. That is going to feel nice, but we will have clouds building and maybe a few light sprinkles Wednesday afternoon. But by Wednesday night, that line of rain is going to move in, indicating the passage of the cold front after the rain passes out. 41 Thursday morning, but only 48 for a high Thursday afternoon. Mid-40s Friday and Saturday. Lows drop down to about 30, and then we have that chance of maybe a wintry mix Sunday night into Monday. Stick around. More 3+U coming up right after this.